I'm Volleyball Beat Reporter Brittany Brown-Leben, and I have this weekend's recap of the volleyball team's last weekend of MAAC regular season play. The Bobcats started their weekend on Friday against the Niagara Purple Eagles. The Bobcats won the match in 4 sets, going 3 sets to 1 set. Niagara won the first set, but Quinnipiac was able to get the reverse sweep. Ginevra Giovagnoni led the Bobcats with 17 kills in the win, the most she's had recorded in a match this season. Giovagnoni recorded 23 digs, which was the second on the team, as she recorded her 4th double-double of the season. Yammer Ganesh also added 13 kills for the win. After the win against Niagara on Friday, the Bobcats stayed in Western New York to take on the Canisius Golden Griffins. The Bobcats once again reverse swept, winning 3 sets to 2 sets. Elena Giacomini led the Bobcats with 24 kills. Delani Kaijusta added 18 kills in the win. Milena Silva also added 4.5 blocks. The Bobcats finished conference play with a conference record of 18-2 and entering playoffs with a 13-game winning streak. Now that's all the time I have outside the Rec and Wellness Center of Quinnipiac, but I'll be sending it inside to beat reporters Freddie Martin and Anthony Rossi, where they'll take a deep dive into the MAAC playoff bracket.
Thanks, Brittany. The MAAC volleyball playoff bracket has just been revealed. Let's take a look. Starting off, we have the 4-seed Niagara Purple Eagles facing on the number 5-seeded Canisius Golden Griffins in the first round. The winner of that will face number 1-seeded Fairfield, who is hosting the tournament.
On match 2 in that first round, it's Rider versus Siena, 3 versus 6. Rider gets to host along with the Niagara Purple Eagles. Winner of Rider and Siena goes to face Quinnipiac, and the winners of match 3 and match 4 move on to the MAAC Championship, which is hosted at Fairfield. Fairfield with the number 1 seed, big accomplishment for them. They've been able to secure that for the last couple of years. But now we'll focus on this bottom half of the bracket. Freddie, you have the Rider Bronx to preview. What do you have on them?
Yeah, the Rider Bronx are a very strong team. Quinnipiac didn't have a lot of trouble taking care of the Bronx. They swept them in both of their matchups. But don't be fooled, they are a very talented team. Canisius Santiago led Rider in kills in both of those games against the Bobcats. She had 4 combined aces as well. Carly McLevy was second on the team in kills versus the Bobcats, and McKenna Mason had a whopping 31 assists in 2 games. Yammer Ganesh also had 21 combined kills against Rider across those 2 games. She proves to be an X factor against the Bronx this season. Rider had an average attack percentage of .032 across those games, so Quinnipiac really needs to keep their foot on the gas pedal, but cautiously, because they also had 32 errors combined against Rider. Errors have plagued them all season. They're looking to improve, especially in a winner-go-home playoff game.
Yeah, absolutely. Rider's more the favorite. They are the home team, but Siena has proved a little bit of trouble. Not to Quinnipiac, though. The Bobcats beat the Saints in their matchup earlier this season, 3 sets to 1 in Loudonville, New York. In that matchup, Yammer Ganesh, 25 kills, one of her most of the entire season. Elena Giacomini had 16 of her own. The Bobcats were very good from the service line. Yammer Ganesh, 5 service aces. Damla Ganesh had 48 assists in that game. Giacomini, 15 digs. Bobcats played a really complete game. But the Saints had a lot of key contributors, including Dora Diraz, who led the team in kills with 21, and then Gabrielle Wire had 13 of her own. Siena's a good team. They could play Rider strong. That's the matchup that Quinnipiac will have to face, so they'll keep all eyes on that Tuesday matchup at 6 p.m. But the matchup that everybody's looking for really is Quinnipiac versus Fairfield if that MAAC championship comes along for the 4th straight season in a row. Fairfield, a very good team. We've seen it firsthand watching them play against Quinnipiac. Mamie Krubali, Maya Walker. What else on this Fairfield team makes them so special?
Yeah, Anthony, like you said, the Stags are a great team. They seem to be the Goliath of the MAAC over the last few years. Quinnipiac has struggled against them all time. They are 6-27 all time against Fairfield, but Quinnipiac did have their first sweep of Fairfield ever earlier this season at home. On the contrary, they have never beaten them on the road, which is where Quinnipiac will be playing during the semifinal round and possible finals.
And Henry, they looked like a completely different team. Ginevra Giovagnoni, that was really her first game fully back and mostly healthy. Now she's as healthy as she really can be prior to the MAAC tournament. So we'll see what kind of role that she has. We know Kyle Robinson says that she's up for world domination. Can the Bobcats be up for world domination? They will set eyes on Tuesday's matchup between Rider and Siena before they find out their opponent for Saturday's matchup in Fairfield.